Good morning. I'm just sitting here watching some vlogs. I heard this chewing noise. That's what it sounded like to me. I'm going, what is that? What is that mouse chewing up? I thought he was somewhere else and kept going on. I'm going, usually, you get one or two chews and that's it. And this thing kept going and going. You can't, I doubt if you could heard that. He kept making this racket, and sure enough, I caught another one. So let's have a look. I put a glue trap in my room right by the headboard because they weren't getting the regular wooden trap with a marshmallow on it. They like marshmallows. They ate about a quarter of a bag of marshmallows that I had out, so we're feeding them the rest and catching them that way. The mini marshmallows, of all things, not the big ones. These are the mini ones. So let's have a look at the mouse that's still making noise. I'm waiting for my brother to get home and show him before I drown the little thing. That's the only way I'd rather have him fight for life that way than, just squish him or something, They last about a minute, maybe a little bit longer. They're not, they don't hold their breath that long. So yeah, I just put this glue trap a few days ago, seeing it wasn't catching anything where it was. And sure enough, and that's what I'm hearing. There's a cardboard rubbing up against it. Trying to make him move some more. But yeah, that's another one. One of many around here. With all the snow that we had the other day, a lot of hummingbirds came by the feeder. I was surprised. They were fighting for the use of it. I don't think I've seen so many fights during one day that it happened. It happened quick, so I couldn't film any of it. But yeah, there was quite a few, and every now and then I see some birds coming. So I wanted to show you a new experiment I'm going to do. Peeing on your plants. I guess maybe that's what I'll call it. I just happened to think of that. Peeing on your plants. I've been reading up on it a little bit. Maybe I should read up some more, but right now I'm going to try the trumpet vine plants along the driveway, plus the echinacea seed I have buried out there. It hasn't done anything yet, but it hasn't warmed up either. So I'm gonna use my urine. I don't know. Should I get my brother in on it? I don't think he'll do that. But at least mine. I got out about a half gallon. I didn't even start in the morning. This was like sometime in the afternoon. Already dumped out a half gallon. I drink lots of water, so that's a good thing. Because I kept on wasting water in the toilet. I'm going, oh, I can use it for something, more. And so I figured, I'd use it along the driveway. On those plants that aren't going to be too affected. I mean, and it rained the other day, so that should help out. And it says it's high nitrogen, which is great. Same thing with coffee grounds. Maybe I've got some coffee grounds. Maybe I'll sprinkle out there also. I've got like a 10-pounder that's been sitting on the porch. I've been trying to figure out what to do with it. So I figured if I can, maybe that's what I'll do, is sprinkle some coffee grounds around the plant too. It's not going to hurt it at all. And then I'll use my urine, yes, I'm going to pee in a bucket, well, in a milk jug I've been doing, and you know, water it that way, see what happens. And then if I have a bunch of excess, I think I'm going to add that to the vermicomposting trench out front. You know, it'll help break down the compost in that. Well, the straw. It doesn't really have food, so I didn't feed it last year either, and it broke down to that, you know, nice, I guess you'd call it a humus material that it broke down. And it wasn't fully broke down, you know, but it looked nice. And I just, you know, if you watch my past video, I scraped that out over to one side for it to keep working down, and then I added all the other material. But if I have an excess of it, which I probably will, I'll add it to the trench out front for the extra moisture and nitrogen in that. So let's take a gander outside. A gander? Maybe a walk, or a little walk out there. So first off, I think I'm going to spread coffee grounds around the bottom of the plants. That'll help fertilize too, and you know, get rid of them because they're just sitting on my porch. So I have put a little bit of compost on each of these, but I want to put some more coffee grounds around it, which it will help out once we get some more rain, or as I water it. So I added some coffee grounds and a filter around that, and it'll break down. The worms will come up and eat that. And my half gallon of some, well, it's not fresh. It was from yesterday, but it's sterile, so it's not a gross factor. It's very beneficial from what I've been reading. And that'll probably be my thumbnail for the clip. But let's go pour some of this on. Now I don't want to flood them yet. Just a little bit to start out with, to see what it does. And not directly on the plant, around the roots, away from the plant, so the plant will produce more roots, searching out for water. And I'm just going to wet down the coffee grounds here. So I'm a few inches away from the plant. I'm not doing this directly on the plant. You know, the plant's, you know, probably 4 or 5 inches away. But if you look, wow, I hadn't noticed. Check that out. It's got growth. I didn't even notice that. It already has. I just planted this last year, like right before fall. It's already budding out with leaves. Wow, that's impressive to me. Yeah, I planted this right before fall, and I just happened to notice now. Look at all the growth on that thing. Plus that leaf there. Try to clear it up. Yeah, all that new growth. The other one doesn't look like this. Maybe I should take a closer look. Huh, that surprised me right now. I didn't even know that was happening. And this one just has a little bit. 1 or 2, 3 little tiny buds. But the other one looked more impressive to me. And that's probably why I caught it. And on the echinacea, I just put a big clump because it hasn't done anything yet. And seeing it's a flower, well, they're all flowers, so wet this down really good. And we'll see what happens with it. I'll probably move the, because the flower is right underneath of where the coffee grounds are right now. And I'll move that over to the side so the flower can come up through the surface of the soil. And while I'm out here, look at these. These are Icelandic poppies. I don't know if I showed that last year or not. I think they were still viable when I started vlogging. Maybe I should have peed on these too. Well, maybe that'll be tomorrow. But I didn't think these grew that fast. You know, they had some growth on them, but nothing like, you know, they're already coming up to, you know, a flower pod already. They were taller than this last year. But we haven't had the rain either. But yeah, let's look at the Icelandic poppies. You know, there's smaller ones down here. I gotta get rid of some of these weeds and the rose bush next to it. I'm not getting rid of the rose bush. No way, that's just starting to grow and take off. But that's another thing to try it on. See what it does with the rose bush. I'm going to leave these two ones, I think, for this year, and we'll see next year if they don't do anything to snip them then. But yeah, there's all sorts of growing on these poppies. I didn't even notice that until, well, I figured I'd come over here and look to see what's going on. Oh, and the dandelions. Saw how huge they were last year, and they're doing okay. I mean, they're not getting as much water right now as they were, because I was watering this last year. And whatever this is, maybe I should start watering that too, because I haven't watered any of these except the rose bush a couple times. But this is a lot bigger than what it was. Whatever it is, I don't know. It didn't do anything last year, but it didn't get to this size already. And this is the other echinacea plant, the one I bought last year. You can see there's growth of new green things in there. I'll keep those alive. Maybe they'll give some nitrogen or whatever to the plant. And nothing happening yet with this. I took off the seed pods to see what would happen. But yeah, I keep watering this more often than the other ones, plus my mint, which we'll check out here in a second. And the mint. See, there's stuff alive in it. It's just the main stem here hasn't done anything yet. But I chopped it all back a couple months ago. Took off all the dead stuff so it can thrive again. It's a good sized pot. It'll hopefully come back. I don't know. That's, you know, that was my first year having mint, and it grew almost to the floor, well, the ground, which is probably 3 feet. Of how long the vines were on this. So it's getting a little breezy out here, but it feels nice. Feels better than all the snow we had the other day. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. We had a freak snowstorm, April 26th. It covered the ground a little bit, and that was about it, but enough to wake us up to reality that Mother Nature can do anything she wants during the year. So hopefully you enjoyed this new series. I just happened to figure out, oh, what am I going to do? Oh, pee in a bucket and see what happens. So we've got a few more plants to try it out on. Those poppies, you know, we'll see what happens with those. I got to start peeing today. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're new, please subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Please comment. Always enjoy people's comments on the vlogs, and I respond back to each and every one of them.